Let's escape to controls. And you folks who have been with me, you know that I have two TCA throttle quadrants, one for engines 1 and 2, and a second one for engines 3 and 4. And they each have a different customized configuration. And the reason this one says blank and this is experiment is because a lot of the non-throttle controls, I'm using a Bravo throttle quadrant, but you can see whenever I fly an Airbus, no throttles on the Bravo. So basically, the Bravo throttle quadrant controls the autopilot and the dialing and the speed brakes and the flaps and the landing gear, but it doesn't control the actual throttle, the throttle. That's done by the TCA quadrants. And the reason for that is the TCA quadrants have the detents. And when you're flying an Airbus, it's all about putting the levers into the detent position. So let's go to this one and assigned, and under power, I'll show you where it was and I'll show you where it needed to be. Under power management, the correct setting is throttle 1 axis, but if you go to all, it was by default, it was in a different place. It was in throttle 1 axis. Okay, so throttle 1 axis is correct. Joystick left axis X, but it was here. By default, it was throttle 1 axis 0 to 100%. So I had to go in and delete the binding to throttle 1 0 to 100% and then reconfigure it for throttle 1 axis. Same thing with throttle 2, and the same thing with, now in this airplane I'm using blank, so I'm using the those levers as camera views for external cameras. But there's another profile, and I'm not going to go to it now, but the profile for engines 3 and 4, you needed to go in and change those from throttle 3 and 4 100%, 0 to 100%, to throttle 3 and 4 without the 100%. And so I'll show you where right now camera, and I'm going to external camera, and you can see I have external view axis left and right, and you can see that I just moved those up and down. And also, if I go to sensitivity, you can see I did not change the sensitivity curves for X and right. I left the curves as they are, and that works out fine because notice how the sensitivity slows down as you reach the detent point, and when you're in a detent, it actually goes into a null zone or a 0 zone, and that's really good for stopping the camera movement, and that was my goal. So again, the great benefit of the TCA throttle quadrant, both as a throttle setting and as a camera control, is by taking advantage of those detents. When I'm flying a Boeing airplane or I'm flying an airplane that doesn't have throttle detents, I can just use the Bravo throttle. So let's go back to our aircraft. Oh, now we're spinning like a Mad Hatter because we were out of the detents. And there you can see, and I'm going to attach those two add-ons that I like, Pushback Express and Flight Crew A320, both written by Vista Crew. The air traffic control program is already attached. Let's attach the jet bridge. Let's get the luggage handling underway. We're here in Portland, PDX airport. Notice earlier in the day it was quite foggy, and on my morning flights today it was very foggy. Here later in the day things have burned off a bit. It's looking like a nice day. Let's hop aboard. I had another problem with this airplane earlier, and it was a software. It was a avionics problem. So I have external power. Let's see if that avionics problem has been resolved. exits armed. No smoking sign auto or on. Seatbelts on. Nav 1 and 2. Wing lights on. Strobe lights to auto. IRS system 1 to nav. IRS system 2 to nav. IRS system 3 to nav. And we'll do a test on the APU. We're still having the same avionics problem. Well, we're not going to go flying today, but let's just check that throttle and see if the throttles are doing what I need them to be. Okay, here's the acid test. Okay, Toga? Well, no. Still not right. Toga. That first detent should be the flex temp, and then this climb, and then idle. Yeah, these are in the wrong place. And then the reversers are not working. Does not go into reverse. So that is incorrect. What I think I might do, since I made the changes in the flight simulator, I might try to reinstall that firmware update. I hate to think that that's the problem, it's just the order, but that certainly might be it. Anyway, thanks for joining me, folks. Looks like we'll have to run this test again, and I'll see